Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is the Rise of a Nation, it is episode 78, and today is meant to be the group stage game against Juventus, followed by PSV, two massive, well every game's massive in the Champions League group stage. Since we last met, obviously it's qualifying, you have not watched how we got here, we've had some really crazy ties, some absolute fight by these SFB boys, it's really nice to see, but namely, we're here because it's deadline day and there is a lot going on and it could be as big as the Thank God saga. First thing is financially, we look really good. Before anything happens, the first thing I am going to do is not click Development Centre, even though there's lads in there that, are decent. If I can go to the Club Vision here and ask for a request, I want to improve the percentage of transfer. Increase percentage of transfer revenue, all right? Because we now have money in the club. I'm not going to ask to increase the payroll just yet. I'm going to actually wait a bit, hopefully get in a good run in the league so we can get it a bit later before the transfer window next, in 6 months to go, so I can start tying down people with the money that we've got. And that shouldn't be a problem. That's not why you're here. There's a promise here, and it says Oscar Sandu. Oscar, sell player. It's not the only thing that's happened. Just to set the scene, I do this every morning. I sit there with my cup of coffee. It's a bad thing, but my cup's still here from this morning. I haven't been home. I've come home, had to do a couple of things, straight to coaching. I've waited all day for this, right? We had no interest in any of our players, really, right? We had the fleeting interest, I think, in Zahora, right, which we always get every window, but no real interest. So I was like, look, it's safe for me to sim to, deadline days and click through. We have my morning coffee while I edit a couple of episodes. No, we got the deadline day. It's only 9 a.m. and the bids came in, and it ain't just for Oscar. We had 1.9 mil for Eugene Neff. I am sorry, but he ain't going for 1.9 mil. I need 10 mil deadline day. The only way I'm selling all my players here, apart from Oscar, we have to have a talk about Oscar because the bid I've got is actually really good, is if Neff goes on deadline day, it's for 10 million, right? Ali, you've come in at the right time. If Neff leaves on deadline day, it's for 10 million, YouTube, right? If Bubnajar, who is wanted by Fulham, right, if they really want him, Fulham or Bristol, it is for his release fee of 11 million. Citadella made a Kenny bid. Kenny has grown into an unreal footballer at 22. He's ready. He's primed. Right? 10 million release fee. We rejected on deadline day, obviously. 3.1. Dim, how are ya? Ali, Dim, they're all in because we just started the stream. So just a recap for the boys that just came in. Neff, deadline day bid, 1.9 as a 10 million release fee. Said no. Bubnajar, 11 million release fee. 2.5 million. Said no. Kenny, 3.1 million. Deadline day. Said no. Here's the big one, boys. He wants to leave. He has a release fee of 7.75. I put in a asking price of 7.5 to try and deter teams to bid the 7.5, 7.7. It's the one position I am half okay with losing because then Zahora plays and we've got a youngster that would see us through. But, yeah. The second thing is he has this release fee of 7.5 million, right? He has this release fee of 7.5 million. He is also wanted by a couple of Chinese club and Standard. Only thing is at the moment, we would get 4.5 mil up front. Unfortunately, this is going to take 2 years to get the 550k in total, but we would get it. So that's what? 5.5 million. We can't stall, it's deadline day. He will play. Oscar will play for Hertha Berlin, so we'll probably get the 1.7. And he plays, obviously, for South Africa every time, so we're going to get the other 1.7. This is probably one of those bids where you actually are getting the 8.25 mil, right? And to be quite fair, it's more than his release fee. Now, the only reason why I'm tempted to take his release fee is it's 7.5 million, all up front. Thank you very much. I put it straight to the wage. Everyone that's within a year of their contract, we can re-sign. We go from being a club of, decreasing money value to Champions League money, this money here, and there we go. It is really, 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 really hard. This one's on the cusp. This is so close. I've only had him for a year, and he wasn't even first team, right? This year we've played him 4 times in the league, 2 goals out of 7. He's also been scoring in the cup. You know, last year he looked pretty decent. He's primed and ready this year to play in this role. He's the best striker in the league on paper. The season preview has Oscar as the number 1 player in the league. Number 1 player in the league. Number 1 striker in the league. It is difficult for Oscar. It is difficult. It's massive amount of profit. We signed for 575k because he was just too good. We didn't need him. And we always knew that we were signing him probably to sell him on for profit. It is close. The only reason that I don't want to do it is there's part of me, if I reject this, that they could A, come in for more, B, we get the 7.5 million and the 7.75 million. Would I be angry if I got 7.75 million, no clauses? Probably. Because I think this guy, right, it's tough. I think this guy, right, is probably going to go for more than 7.75 million in the future. I think if he ever gets interest to go to a bigger club than Hertha Berlin, I think we would think. I think we get 7.5 million. I did reckons. I can't say it's getting 7.75. I see us getting 7.75 easy. I think we would get 7.75 easy. The only thing is, I think we would get 8.2 over a few years, and we would also get 30% profit at the next sale. There's part of me that wants to reject this and hope they come back with like 5 mil up front and a bit more and some negotiation, and I'll probably just ask for 50% or whatever he goes on for. It is really, really close. Let me know in the comment section what you would do. It's a toss-up between that. I think he would probably go with a little bit more development, right? Playing in a better league. He's probably going to play for Berlin, right? He'll play 10 games pretty quick. If he doesn't do it this year, do it in the years to come, in the year or two. I just think that if he does that and develops, this guy's going to go for 30 million plus to a bigger club at some stage. We get 30% of that profit. So let's say he goes for 37. We obviously get, it's 30 million profit. We get a 30% fee of that. I think it's hard, but I really do think it's that. There's part of me that wants to reject this and just be like, do they come back in with another bid? And it's a better bid. It's not the 7.5 million, but they might give me, 9 mil of clauses. Am I really going to fight it for that little bit? Just done. I didn't want that to happen. I really didn't want that to happen. At all. Because it's massive. Zahora goes up there. Yes, done. Right? Zahora's still very good. Yes. I still like the guy. He still bangs in goals. He's played 156 games in just league football alone. It's 200 games for this football club. And the goals, off we go. Ali's just told him to F off because he's obviously shagging his mate's sister. But, if you're not part of the chat, you're not knowing the jokes, I highly recommend. We joke about people's futures and all that. But, yeah, we've got interest. It's more than just interest, though. Marquez has interest from a second division side in Almere. I don't think he would go, right? Our Kotra has interest. He hasn't played well for me, but he's very good. But I might be able to get a better centre-back in. Who knows how much he goes for? We've got people of interest. Thomas Boyegard is a loan bid, interest. But to be honest, this guy's got enough potential for me to go, he would be okay to lose up top. The only problem is that we probably left ourselves a little bit short in terms of there's an injury to Zahora. I don't know what I do. Well, I do know what I do. His name's Neil Jenkins. And he can play at this level very decently too. I think in the league I'd be okay. It's the Champions League that I'd be like, we'll lack the quality. But to be quite fair, is this really a year we're going to try and get out of the group in the Champions League? No. This might be a year where we sell, right, and just keep the money and go, great, not a problem. We sold, we tied everyone down, we got the money in the club. We're going to have more than 10 million over the clauses or whatever. And for the future, we're going to build on that, right? And then next year, we might go and piece together the squad. Because Ali will be, Neil is obviously good enough playing for Australia now to probably go up top and support Zahora. Right? Thomas Boyegard has the potential that if he actually hit it, it goes between 4-star and this, that if he actually hit that 3-star potential, he would be a good player for the level. And this is the sort of guy that if he physically grew with the 16 finishing, 16 composure, I want to give him some game time too. Because I think in Denmark, considering that he scored 23 and 27 in the division below, right, that this guy will be good. He scored 39 goals in 60 appearances. And he's 19. I know that doesn't mean too much, and I know his star rating isn't there, but he's the sort of guy that obviously is going to be good enough to probably do some damage in Denmark, at least. I don't know if we need to really sign someone. And then you've got, obviously, we're probably thanking our stars Raphael's out injured, right? Because if he didn't tear his hamstring, I honestly think that he would be out the door because his fee's only 6 million, and he's already worth 1.5. Yeah, but Dim just said, but Thomas isn't right to get past the Delit and Klosterman, etc. Yeah, but are we really, really thinking we're going to get through the group? This is the thing. We're going to sell Oscar, and do we think we're good enough to get through the group, or don't we? I don't think we are, even if we went and signed another striker. So I may as well play the 19-year-old and say, hey, how well can you do? Can you develop? Neil Jenkins, how well can you do up top in your natural position? I don't know. It's more the fact that what happens. I think this is where... Oh, this is good. This is good. We're getting 55% now, so it could have been even more. Ali's expecting us to win the Champions League. Ali, come on. Maybe if we kept Oscar, you never know. Who knows? I think we take the cash. We get as close to the 20 mil mark as possible. And this year will be up a little bit. But who knows? Who knows? If we beat Dynamo, we could beat anyone. Did you win the league last year? We did win the league last year to get here. That was a question in the chat. Won it by 10 points in the end. It's certainly changed the goals this season. I think this season is definitely going to be a year great. We made Europe sensational, but we're also going to go, okay, it's just all about what happens in Denmark again. Let's go win the league, go back to back, probably try and win the side by Poklian, because there's that competition does my head in. And then, yeah. And once we get Raphael back, we're going to look so much better as well. We got Yepi. I don't know what we're going to do in the middle of the park. We have too many good midfielders. Someone's going to make way. And to be quite fair, I'm going to say this now, it's deadline day, and Yepi's prone to a deadline day bid. He always gets one. It's 20 mil release fee. Wow, he's off. There's no club just went in for him. Everyone's just gone whatever. We get 2.5 mil apart from that. Oscar, you've been brilliant. The South African's going to be the GOAT. Good luck, mate. I didn't want it to happen. Nobody wanted it to happen. It's nothing that we can do. I can't do anything else but yeah. Can't do anything else but yeah. He's part of the core, but he's part of the other players. The people shouldn't kick up a stink. It just hurts. Now it's all about, is there actually someone on the transfer list? Is there someone that we might be able to pinch? But it was always the plan. Dahor is obviously going to be thrilled that he's done that. Yeah, good. Wants a new contract. Mate, there's a lot of people that need a new contract, that's for sure. We now have 28k and 2 million to spend. I'm just going to do this a little bit as well, right? Only because I'll run through this already, but I've got a lot of people expiring on contracts here in a year's time that need to go. And it's not over. Marquez, Tony, Neff, Kenny, Bubnajar, Jose Maria Alcotra are all wanted. And to be okay, I wouldn't mind Emil Skov actually going out on loan here. But we'll wait and we'll see. Now it's what we do. Now I don't know what we do. Thank you, Oscar, indeed. Now, do we find another striker that's like that? Is there someone else from South Africa? Do we dare have a look at South Africa again? Do we look? Is there someone in my shortlist that's actually like Got no value. That's actually been There is a couple, actually. We're not going to be able to get scout reports on them at all. The 25-year-old striker's just not physical enough. I don't know what we're going to do. Alan's listed. I don't have enough time. I don't think I have enough time to see him. He's currently wanted at the moment by Fiorentina, Braga, and Strasbourg. Without a scout report, I really wouldn't mind getting Alan in. Because he's quick, he's got some finishing, he's got some off the ball, he's got some determination. But without a scout report, I don't know if I can move for him. This is the thing. I don't know if we can move for him. This 23-year-old Englishman on the trial seems like a plan as well. This striker has a bit from Central Coast. He's probably a bit too raw. Released by Melbourne Victory. Is that LA Croatia? Interesting. Anyone else we're currently scouting, then I'm like, I need to prioritise this, but I'm not going to be able to get a scout report in just time. Also, important to note that Thomas is wanted by Barcelona. Oscar can do the same thing. Does South Africa have another striker? Their key player is actually this guy. Left back. Jeez. Alright, you're good. But do they have another player in their national team that is like worth looking at? Just off the cuff. This guy's been capped. He's at Real Madrid, Atletico. No good. He wasn't bad. He's pretty nutty. He's not the quickest. Does he have a release fee? This guy isn't the quickest, but he's very good at finishing, good first touch, good in the air, got good technique. I just know there's a lot of decent talent in South Africa at the moment. We've scouted a few. This guy's wanted by Sporting and Vitesse. Oh. Right. Well. Very, very quick. Got the dribbling, finishing, and first touch. He ain't the worst. Release fee? 475k. Oh. He's not bad. Either. This guy's more of a winger. Let's just go to like their South African Premier Division season preview. Who is the key man up top? At Cape Town City. Why are you the key man? He scored in his last game. Has he played for South Africa? No. To be fair, I thought the other guy was a bit better. This guy's got the best reputation, though. This 22-year-old's not bad either. What other strikers do I have in my shortlist? That's the question. The hunt for a striker. Nathan's an 18-year-old. It's not really the greatest. So Vicker's under 23. He's 19-year-old striker. Compare him with... Was it Joel? Was it Joel? Wasn't Joel. Who was the other striker from South Africa that we looked at? Might have been Simon. Yeah, it was Simon. Compare Simon. So Simon's good going forward and he's got good thing. Morton looks more rounded than the other striker. The only thing I like about Simon is he's quick, he's got finishing, he's got composure, and he's nippy. Off the bench, this guy could do. Well, it's 8K a week, apparently. Scored 9 goals last season. Doubt we're going to get a scout report in time on Simon. And then there's Morton. Morton's a bit more well-rounded. He's been capped twice by South Africa already. Who's the better player between Morton and Simon? Morton's better in the air. He's got better mentals. But he lacks physically. He lacks speed. Let's go forward. Morton's career goals. Good question, boys. He's only scored 9 and 28. Scored 1 appearance in 7. It's close, boys. It's close. Anyone else here on this list that's like really, oh yeah? Or do we leave it? Or do we leave it? This is crazy times. Oscar's gone. And who says we don't lose Oscar somewhere else? Is there someone transfer listed here? The only person we get is that guy coming up. 45 players, huh? 14 and 15. 16 players. Lowest is this guy. Already out on... My God. Oh, jeez. I know him from Schalke. Right, makes sense. This guy's wanted by Strasbourg. Oxford. This guy has a bid. On loan. 22-year-old. How much did I want, Everton? How much did Everton want? 1 million. 1 mil for him. Wait, what? Did Matt Ryan really sign for Arsenal? Did we sign the Englishman? Wow, Matt Ryan signed for Arsenal on live reaction. I'm shocked. It's real. Wow, that's quality. I love that. What do you think of this guy? For 1 million. I think you would want to play first team football, to be fair. I'll have a look in a sec, Ali. Sorry, YouTube. This is taking way too long. All right, what we're going to do, YouTube, is this is enough talking, right? I'm going to come back with signings or with bids. Sorry it's taken this long for me to make that decision. But yeah, big thing. Big things happening. Welcome back, YouTube. We've seen maybe about a couple of hours in the window. We have looked everywhere for a striker. I'm not sure we're going to do it. I'm. There's part of me goes, yes, we got the money, let's splash it, let's go find someone. But also at the same time, I don't have the right striker lined up. If I splash the Cass, he's not as good, then yeah. And kind of the strikers I've looked at, and you look at, as much as the star ratings tell me he's not good enough, if we look at Boyegard, he's technically just better than them. And I have a thing for technical players. Like, if technical players go out there and just grow their physicals, and at 19, there's nothing stopping this guy getting the 13, 14 speeds eventually. We just need to train it with better training facilities, which we do have coming, right? I think this guy could go. I think I'm leaning the way that I'm going to give this guy the leading goal scorer in Division 2 last year, and he was no mug the year before at 17 and 18 years of age. At 19 to go in and just play the occasional game in Denmark. Rotate with Zahora. Get a couple games in the Champions League. I'm not expecting to get out the group. And I still think with the team that we have, that we've, especially with our midfield, that we're probably going to be, probably going to still fight for the title. So I don't know what we're going to do. On the second hand, though, we have offers here for Tony Christensen. I don't know why we keep getting low bids for Tony. Maybe because his contract's running out. We get 50% of the profit of the next sale as a 7 mil release fee. I'm just going to reject that, right? But the big one is Bub Najjar, right? We'll have a quick little talk about Bub Najjar. We are going, AJ, for the striker of Thomas Boyegard, because I just think technically he's too good to pass up. I think we can tutor him here being part of the squad for the first time. We picked him up at 16 years of age. He scored 19 and 25 at Coach, who didn't get promoted. And then he was a leading goal scorer in the league last year in the division below us as well. Right? And they didn't get promoted. So it's not like he did it with a team that got promoted. He did it with a team that finished 4th and 5th. So I think I'm just going to go on the basis of that and say he's going to get his 6 months to, show me that he can do it. I actually think if you compare him and Morton, and this is what the chat was saying, that maybe Morton could be the guy. Where's Morton? Oh, of course. When I need Morton, he's not there. Orlando Pirates Morton. Is that where Morton and him look very similar? And you let me know in the YouTube comments below. Where they look very similar. He is as good as Morton technically, and with the speed is the same. They're physically very similar. Morton probably has just better mentals just. But if you look at it here, on average, Boyegard's better. They're the same, and there we are. I see what you think, Ali. AJ, sorry. But if I'm going to spend 450k on Morton, I may as well give Thomas the 6 months to go, hey, how are you? Because they're so similar, and you look at the report, and I have no time to scout Morton, that is Morton's scout report going to be like this? It's 450k wasted. If you come back and tell me that, hey, he's got the potential to be even better, then great. I don't know. It scares me that if Thomas Boyegard only has that sort of potential, and they're very similar, then yeah. Because if you come to have a look at the advanced forward role, they're so similar. Dribbling, it's Morton. Finishing, Morton just. First touch, Morton. But Thomas is better as a pass. He's got better technique. Right. Heading, I'll give it to Morton as well. Anticipation, it's Morton. But then the composure, and composure's so huge, is 16. If you give the ball to Boyegard around the box, 16 finishing, 16 composure, he's going to fucking score. He makes a better decision. The determination of Morton's good. The flair's the same. Off the ball is Morton. Work rate's Morton. Right? But then you look at it physically and you're like, there's no real difference. I think that what we should do, striker-wise, is I think Morton's better, but Thomas has never played in the top flight. Thomas has been the leading goal scorer last year in the division below, and the year before that, he was, finished runners-up to leading goal to the Golden Boot in that 2025-26 season, and he was that good that I feel like for 6 months, Thomas will go, and I could almost back you in that in 6 months' time, if Thomas hasn't done the thing, Morton comes in with a scout report and watching him for the next few months, that, okay, January the 1st, get him in. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're definitely going to have a look at Morton. Wherever he is, there he is. Prioritise that. Right? And I think it's Morton at the moment. You know, Simon looks good, but at the same time, Simon is just, he lacks in areas. He lacks technically, you know, and his determination isn't the greatest. Where he's physically really decent, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, back to this bum in the jar bid. What the hell do you do here? 3.2 million. We're 3.7. We're going to get all of this and 20% of the profit. I just think because he's club captain, we're not going to do it. But just, yeah. It's close. Do you have the option to sack him? Sack who? You're going to sack me, Ali? Because I'm making a decision to give a kid that's been here for a while a chance. The only person that I really want to go for is, where is he? I wouldn't mind Johnny in. I wouldn't mind blowing the load on Johnny. Johnny Ibsen, for me, is someone that I would blow the whole chunk of change on one player. Or Alex. I've always said Alex Tingada could always play for me because he's just so good as a shadow striker. Who knows? I'm going to give Thomas the go. We're going to stick with it again here, YouTube, just for a second. I expect bids. I really hope there's not. I want to keep as much of this team together. I can handle losing Oscar. We always said that if Oscar or Zahora left, I would give Thomas the go, and Jenko can play the backup role as well. But we'll wait and we'll see. It also gives me money to improve the squad in January. What happens if we do get Europa League football with this squad? I can go ham with the squad. Who knows? Wow. Massive, huh? For those that are just wondering, I've been live for basically an hour. It's taken us an hour to get through deadline day. It's nearly been as long as the thank God saga, and I haven't signed anyone. 1 to 2 days, it's fine. Roma signed the midfielder. No real scout reports have come back. They're not going to come back in time. It is what it is. All right. Moving back here. How come no game Saturday international weekend? That is correct, Ali. All right. We are going to come back in a second, YouTube. Don't go anywhere. If we're not back on deadline day, it means we didn't sign anybody. And I'll see you for the opening game of the Champions League against Zebra. I told you, YouTube, there will be bids. And we have a big one for Christian Marquez, the centre-back. I'm just running out of time to do anything with centre-backs at the moment. Would I consider Oscar, by the way, is getting loaned out to Schalke? I think I would, but they want 16k a week. I'm not going to pay 16k a week just to get him back on loan. Christian Marquez worth 1.4. Has a release fee of 9 million. Are they stupid enough to pay 9 million? Are they stupid enough to pay 9 million? Hang on, his release fee for 9 million is clubs in domestic competitions. How much did you take for Christian is the question. Christian's always played well for me since coming in 450k. And this would be an option to get him for profit. I think it's almost, it's too late in the day for me to be going, hey, centre back as well. Too late in the day for me to going centre back, I think. Some centre backs in my list though that are really good. I don't think I can do this. Because I'm looking here at centre back and I'm just like, without the scout reports, this is the problem, right? If you don't get the scout reports, you just don't know. Like, you really don't have a clue. You're just making an educated guess. And I don't want to be in the situation of making educated guesses. Like, they're telling me that's 300k. Oh my God, it is. Right. Is he really 300k? Is he really 300k? Sam. How are you? Yusuf Samuel. Is he really 300k? Right. Well then. Even if I do not sell, what says I don't go and make a bid and move Tony to a backup player? Right. I think we don't sell. Look, I'm going to ask him for 10 mil. Good. Ask him for 10 mil, whatever. Right. Sam's coming in on deadline day. 300k in the van, mate. At centre back. You, Tony Christensen, him, Kotra, Bubba. If anything, it makes me one centre back too heavy. But that's something I can deal with in the January transfer window. I could sell. I think Bubba Fernandes would make way, even though he's been here for a very long time. He's part of the hierarchy, though. I think Sam's coming in. I did not expect to see Big Sam at all. He's in my shortlist. I know Sam's in my shortlist. Sam Campbell. Agent wants him to expect to start most matches, mate. I agree. I agree. He has a release fee of what? 300k. Would you take less than that? All right. Let me see how much you want. He's too good. He's so well-rounded. For my level, ball-playing defender, I'll get him in. On this left-hand side, we have Marcos on the other side. How much do you want a week? I'll pay it. That's the next level signing. Only wants to be a regular starter, which is perfect for me rotating in the league. I want a 3-year deal and I want to get rid of that, thanks. Just take it, whatever. No patience with you, Scott Donald. Not happy with that at all, that contract, but it is what it is. Still so much interest. Bubba Fernandes may go. But I don't want to really do it because if you look at the hierarchy, Bubba's quite in the hierarchy and he's part of the core. And I also think that it's not the time to really let Alcotra go. Because I think Alcotra is really starting to be at that stage at 21 where he needs to probably develop. But a deadline day signing, and we would use him against Juventus. He's the sort of signing that we really probably have lacked a second centre-back. Not saying there's anything wrong with Tony, but yeah. Middlesbrough in again for 2.6. Mate, you can bugger off. You can bugger off. That is what will happen. You can bugger off. This striker as a free agent actually is half okay. He's physical. That's really it. He already has a bid. He looks decent. Right. We got a deadline day signing. 8 million, yes, but Epperson. That's good because he was a very good player in the league at Nords. He was one of Nords' best. How much is Ross going for? Well, you'd be the thing, mate. There's actually a guy at Bromby that plays centre-back that's called Arot, Rickard Ross. How much do they want? $7.5 million. I would love to get him in too one day. Right, let's just stay live with YouTube so we can see Campbell come in. Still would have 34k left over, and I would be able to tie down everybody on contracts. This is the whole reason selling Oscar is good. And we're just going to get more money in for Oscar as well. Like Oscar, I already know, has been called up for this international duty. There's another 2 of the 10 games that he needs to play. Here we go, boys. Here we go. Part and parcel. I think we're the only one interested in Sam, to be fair. Don't think it's anyone else. I don't believe no one's made a bid for him. I'm not going to say that he's going to be one of the best centre-backs in the Scottish Premier, but I would say that he's up there. He probably makes Motherwell's starting 11. He does. Can we get him in? And I'm going to give him a start against Nords as well. And then, yeah, Middlesbrougugh in again. Can you stop doing protest? What are you doing? Middlesbrough made an negotiable bid of 2.8 million, which may rise to 3.8. Can we have a look at the transfer offer? The board's done this to me once with Hedegaard, and they've now done it again. 2.3 mil up top, 500k over 2 months. So we're going to get, so what? 2.5, 2.8. We're going to get 2.8. He might play, we would probably get the full 3.8 million, but I wouldn't want to. Protest transfer. There we are. They're cancelling the transfer. They did this to me with Miguel Hedegaard a few years ago, right before the playoffs, and then they sold him anyway. They said, we're going to protest. They made another bid. They accepted it, and there we go. We're going to get more than 3.8 million. We would get more than 3.8 million. I'm just telling you that right now. He's all of a sudden still wanted. If someone gave me 7.5 million, though, I would probably take it on deadline day, considering signing a centre-back for 300k. There's probably also something in that. By taking that, we're going to make more profit, get a guy on 300k is just the same. But I think we really need to strengthen the team in Champions League football. Not saying that we're going to do anything in Champions League, but yeah, you know what I'm getting at. I would prefer not to lose 2 big players on deadline day. Oscar's enough. Heart flutters, boys. Heart flutters. I was going to say, how much do you want? But not going to happen. Heart flutters, heart flutters, heart flutters. Oh, we already have scout bids on everybody. This changes things. Morton has a very good scout report. Right, Morton's a perfectionist, can hit a ball sweetly, is already 3-star, but needs to be more consistent. 675k, he's already the Zahora level, but Zahora's not been in form, that's why he's at 3-star, not at his normal. Aaron would have been really good, I understand that, but a bit too much. And then Simon isn't as good, but has the same potential. And Alan, who we've scouted many times, isn't as good. He's very consistent, though. Simon isn't as consistent. All of a sudden, we might need to get Morton in. And what? What are you doing? I feel bad for Thomas. Because you look at him and Thomas Boyegard, right? There you go, AJ. That's his scout report. We haven't got a full thing. They're so close. I feel so bad. And it goes against my values of loaning guys out. Well, actually, would they take less? They might take less. If they take less, this would be huge. Alright, they don't want to take less. Do it. Wants to be a squad player. I'm happy with that. Wants to give a big pay rise. I'm not happy with that. You can fuck off with that. It's 8K a week. Free release fee, mate. Come off it. 10 mil. Sorry. This is extortionate. I'm not going to pay you this much. Well, you want fucking 15K a week after playing 20 games? I have a bloody guy that scored 150 goals for the bloody football club, not on that much. You're only 19 years of age. Watch yourself. Give you 7 at most. 15-year raise rise. Piss off. Mate, you're 19. You're not a first-team regular even in South Africa. I'm coming from South Africa. Who do you think you're first-team regular? Come off it. Not even consistent enough. Hmm. 8K a week on this guy. It's 8K a week. I've got guys that need contracts. Oh, I don't like this one. 8K a week. You got to be having a fucking goddamn laugh at me. 8K a week. Whatever. Where Oscar was next level, Morton isn't. I think Morton were taking a punt on. Where Oscar was like, look, you just got to get him in. He's going to be amazing. Morton, I look at and go, I don't think he has the physicality to change the game of football. I really don't. I think he's going to come on and just be the same as what Thomas would be off the bench. I look at him and I go, can he actually link up football with passing ability? No. I don't see it with him. Only thing I see about him is that he's good at finishing and he's got good anticipation, good off the ball. So he should be able to move in the right area, just he's too slow to fucking do it. Look, we should be able to make our money back on him as at a minimum. I'm not comfortable with this one. I really don't see him as well. Oscar's already a god. I don't see it. I do not see it at all. Well, look at Neil Jenkins compared to him. And Neil Jenkins is a half-rated player. The only thing that Morton could do is probably be better at putting the ball in the back of the net. But Jenkins is going to create more chance by getting in the fucking area. And I've got people on contracts that need contracts. I don't rate him. But even though I don't rate him, I think I would be able to sell him on for big profit. I think we would get 4, 5, 6 million for him if he developed. I really do. The fact that he's played 2 caps by 19 years of age kind of tells me that the game reckons he's good. It's one of those ones that's 50-50. It's deadline day. It's difficult. I don't know. It's close, this. I do not know. I feel for Thomas, is what I do. I feel for Thomas. Thomas has done everything right. He has scored in the division below 2 seasons in a row. Won Golden Boot last year. Morton just comes straight in. Huh. 700k. I just think that we would one day probably get close to the money that we made on Oscar for him. We could sell him for anywhere between 4 to 10 million. I just think he's in. Screw it. At worst, he can't be as bad. Snef to welcome him in. Morden's in the bag. Straight away. So he's on international duty, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Straight away, quickness. Please. Our coach Dean Henderson rates him. Now, are we getting the centre back in? That's the more important one for me. Oh, we go again, YouTube. We go again. Are we going to stop with the bids? Andreas ain't going. I'm sorry. He's too good. He's probably better than our club captain, but he's behind our club captain. I'm rejecting all bids for him. Sorry, no. Andreas ain't going nowhere, mate. Andreas ain't going nowhere. He's too good to be letting go. He is too good to be letting go. Copenhagen make a Neff bid. Rejected. Campbell's in the bag. In comes Sam Campbell. We have a new centre-back. Tony Christensen said he wasn't happy if another centre-back came in. Not Sam Campbell. Not Sam Campbell. In, thank you. Firm that. Yep, done. He's in. Side him squad number 2 while we're here. There's nothing really for him, is there? In terms of squad numbers left. 17. Right, now we just don't need to lose anybody else, really. He's already a leading player. Wow, that's a signing and a half. Our team's looking good all of a sudden. I think for Denmark, we're going to be around the mark. We still got 23k in the wages. We should be able to tie down enough people. I don't know who you are, go. I don't think we're going to be losing anybody else now. Don't think we're going to be losing anybody else. Neff still wanted. Bum the Jar still wanted. Yeppy's gone on international break. Tony still wanted. Andreas is wanted by another team. Our Kotra still has interest. I think the 21-year-old I want to keep round because he still looks good. What a little episode. Big deadline plays. Oscar goes. Morton comes in, even though I'm still not 100% happy with it. But more importantly, Sam Campbell's in. And I think that's that. I honestly think episode 78 is just going to be its own little transfer special. And then episode 79 is going to be something else. Sorry, guys. On the theme. On the theme. There's young Damien. Give me a sec. Here we are. Another bid. What price would you put on Andreas's head, by the way? What price would you put on Andreas's head? The reason we're getting such low bids is his contract is expiring in a year and a bit's time. So I need to tie all these guys down. ASAP. I don't think you would take anything, really. I think he's arguably the better winger, the best winger we have at the football club. And he doesn't play. I reckon Andreas up top over Zahora. Right, that's a really weird lineup. Campbell comes straight in though, which is good. Apparently I'm slack. Right, maybe because I don't change system. In the title, I'm slack. Copenhagen make another Neff bid. 2.8 million. At what stage do you... Neff has a 10 mil release fee to foreign clubs. So that's not happening. Oh, we've done all right, boys. We're getting towards the end of deadline day. I'm going to decline that. We're in the middle of a YouTube video. Usually we talk about how well players play on loan. Just wow. Danish window roundup. Major fails. 3.2 million clauses to Copenhagen. Copenhagen tried to rip us apart. We didn't allow them to. We have to bring in Sam Campbell. Yep, he's under 21. We have to bring in Morton. John Anderson out. Neil Jenkinson comes in. Already done. The shoe comes in. The shoe has to be part of the squad. It's the squad. Who can make way here? Christopher Johansson could. Bubba could. Jose could. I think Emily Skov will. And that allows me to get Neil Jenkinson in. I know Skov scored a hat-trick, but he's not really going to play, is he? And there we are, done. If Emily Skov kicks up a fuss, so be it. You've played one game for the whole entire first team. It was against a Lithuanian side. He scored a hat-trick and got 2 assists. Think that is going to be the end of the episode. We've gone through. We've done all the clerical work. We've got 18 million in the overall balance of the football club. We've made 15 million profit, basically. Right. We've kept hold of some really good players. We have unfortunately lost Oscar. But on the ins, we got Sam Campbell on deadline day, arguably probably our best centre-back. I don't know what it is, but our centre-backs always get 3-star ratings as soon as they move here. But yeah, Morton, who could be really sensational, but I also see him flopping. But more importantly, Oscar's left us. He's gone. Past is new. Hopefully we get the full fee for him. Hopefully he develops. And hopefully he gets a big offer in the future. Would you have done it? The end of episode 78, 79 is going to be the Champions League special. I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.